This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk through this 2021 Cedar Creek fifth wheel model 385 TH for toy hauler. So here I am on the door side. At the rear you can see you've got outside speakers, of course, and of course you have a power awning with LED strip and all that. Behind this one here you got your TV set, okay, and that's just your dump hose and your adapters and things like that for your 50 amp service. And you got an outside dorm style refrigerator also that works on 110 AC, and that just as soon as you plug in, that'll turn on. So you got a level up automatic leveling system, which I'll show you how it works. We'll show you when you know, on the video I'll just go over it generally speaking, and then we can show you in person also when you pick up. Okay, 3 axles. Now your steps fold into the trailer, and you can adjust the length of the legs just by using this lever right here. If you can see that, you just pull it up and you can slide the legs up and down independently. This is just a port for a sprayer. It's a coiled sprayer. You can see it way over on the other side there, I think. So you have a vacuum system here, built-in. I'm trying to think of the term. That's why I'm stalling. It's a gosh, I can't think of it. Anyway, it's a vacuum that's already installed. So those are your attachments for it right there, and central vacuums. Thank you. And of course the coil I told you about, the coiled sprayer. 2 30-pound LP tanks. This is where your generator will be. Okay, of course behind here are your hydraulics and things like that. Your reservoir for your hydraulics. Okay. This is the control panel for your stabilizers here. Now, basically you're going to turn it on. It likes to have a full charge when it works, so it tells you right off the bat you got 13.4 volts, which is excellent for this. And you're just going to push auto level. Well, like I said, we'll demo it when you get here, but you push auto level and it's just going to level it. When you want to retract, you always push retract, of course, and then you can scroll through here. Auto hitch unavailable. That's just because it hasn't been set yet. Normally that's what people will use when they're unhitching. It just remembers the last height of the hitch when you unhitched it from your tow vehicle. So it'll just put it back in that position, and in a perfect world you'll be able to slide right underneath it and hook right up, and it'll be at the right height. You also can go to detract all, auto retract. That'll just take them all up, so forth and so forth. You can manually do them one at a time, whatever you need to do. Okay, let me put it back regular. So that's that. Now, behind this door here, we have a reel, of course. This is an inverter. So this thing inverts power. It turns DC into AC power. So it'll convert 12 volt DC from the batteries, which are down here, by the way, and it'll convert it to AC power. This one runs the refrigerator, I'm sure. You'll have to mess around with it a bit, but I'm sure this runs your refrigerator. That way, when you're going down the road, you can keep it cool. Okay, now this is your water hookups here. So basically, if you want city water, you're going to go in this position. You hook up here. If you want to fill your tank, you go like that. You can adjust your hydraulic room here, of course. This is the winterizing hose here. This will pull out, and you can change the position of this valve and draw antifreeze in through this hose when you're doing that. So this is a black tank flush. Basically, after you've dumped your black tank, you can leave the valve open and hook up the hose at the dump station right there, and it'll spray out the inside of your tank and clean out the sensors really well and that sort of thing. This switch up here is your battery kill switch. If you turn it off, it disconnects the batteries from the trailer, so it won't draw down when you're in storage, basically. The only time you're ever going to turn that off is when you're in storage. Okay, you got a 50 amp, 30-foot power cord and adapters. Of course, your water heater is behind here. get this out here. The thing to remember, there's a second switch right here. This switch right here, this rocker switch in the lower left-hand corner, controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. So to turn that on and off, you do it right there. There's also switches inside, but so that's sort of a redundant switch. But nevertheless, there it is. Just keep in mind that it's there. Of course, you never turn it on electric with unless there's water in the tank. That's important. So you got more storage here. More storage here. Okay. I did mention your dump valves are over here, or I don't know if I did or not. So you see them right there, 2 gray tanks and a black tank. And also that tube, if you can see it off in the distance there, that's where you keep your dump hose. It slides right in that plastic PVC tube, or actually it's a ABS plastic tube, okay? Alright, so you got cameras all the way around. You have them on the front marker lights, you got one over the door, and then you have the back one here. Okay, this is obviously the door to your garage. This ladder, it's great to have a ladder because you want to inspect the roof of your trailer every 90 days or so. That goes for all trailers, not just this one. That's pretty much industry standard. So you're going to have somebody go up there every, maybe 3 times a season, check out the caulk, check out the any sealant, and make sure there's no cracking or separation. Make sure no low branches damage the vent cover or scratch the roof or anything like that. You're just giving it a good inspection. Bear with me while I wipe my camera off here. This thing can't take a lot of water, and it is drizzling outside. That looks good. Okay, so we'll start over here at the control panel. Now, your front slide room, the switch is in the bedroom, and it's electric. These 2 back here are electric. These are called slim rack systems. So each one has 2 motors in it, one on each side, and they synchronize and bring it in and out. So those are electric. And then these in the main area are hydraulic. So one button works in both. So let me light up the panel here for you right now. Okay, so we're just coincidentally here, these are the slide rooms here. So slide room 2, extend and retract, that's that one there on the door side. Okay, if you go to the other side, that's off door side electric over there. Then you have the hydraulic slides, with these switches will control both of them. One will come in than the other. And then of course you got the awning there also. Let's see here. You got a master switch for the lights. These are your tank levels. We're going to dump them. We're just still water testing it, but you can see there's different levels in each one of them. You turn your water pump on here. I'll just shut it off right now. You have tank heaters in this one, so you can stay out longer in the cool weather and come and go out earlier in the cool weather. Just extend your season. Your batteries, that's another monitor telling you it's 13.3 volts. There's also a solar panel on the top of this one. I'll get to that in 1 second here. And the other thing to know, all this is pretty self-explanatory, but you remember the HVAC right here, so you're just going to highlight the air conditioner, for example. You're just going to light the front and the rear. You push it, it'll turn blue like that, right? That's for the air conditioning. And then for the furnace, you're just going to push that button there. So it's very simple. You see, obviously the up and down arrows set the temperatures and that sort of thing. All right. Now below it here this is for your electric. This is for the electrical, 12 volt. So you can see right now we've got 13.7 volts in here. And if you just scroll through it, right now this is the solar panel, and you can see we're picking up 1.6 amps and putting it in the 2 batteries to storage, right? It's a cloudy day. You can expect you'll get between 4 and 5 amps on a sunny day. So that's 1.6. If you push it again, it goes, I think, to amp hours next. Yes, 4.5 amp hours. And then back to the voltage. So that tells you what's happening with the solar panel. Okay. All right. Let's just close this up for now. Like I said, we'll go over this stuff with you also when you pick it up. There's your central vacuum right there. You can actually sweep in front of that bottom thing and it'll suck the dirt right in. It's just kind of neat. I'm easily amused though, so. Alright, so you got a dishwasher here. The dishwasher is very simple to use. You're going to open it, you're going to load it of course. You open it up like that and then you select what you're going to do. You hit the power, and then select a cycle, that sort of thing. And then when you close it, it's going to activate it and it's going to run. Your refrigerator is 110 AC, and that's what the inverter does. It runs your refrigerator off of 12 volts when needed. You always travel with this thing in here that will keeps the door and the drawers from swinging open and the drawer from opening. Hold on one second. I'm going to try and wipe this off a little bit again. Give me 1 second here. I'm always worried that I'm going to ruin this thing, and then I'll be in big trouble. We won't have anything to use. Okay, so that's a little bit better. So, okay, yeah, so you always want this in here so it can't open on you. The oven works like any other oven, of course. The thing to know about the, let me just light it up here for you. The thing to know about the burners, you got 4 burners here, obviously, and then this is the oven down here. So you just go to where you want to go and you depress it and it lights. So, if I'll show you again here, you're going to go to temperature, repress it, or press it and it lights. So it's kind of a safety thing there. And then the oven just works like an oven does, so it's very simple. Again, you have all kinds of lights here. The master switch is over there, so you got a lot of options when it comes to lights. Now this microwave works like any other microwave, except it vents. It has a vent in it, 2-speed vent, and also a light on it, right? So it's pretty self-explanatory. This is your battery tire monitor, which we're charging for you right now. We'll talk to you about that when you get here. Also, it's just to give you an idea of what pressure your tires are at, and also the temperature. Okay, and this stuff here, these are your camera boxes. This is the monitor for your cameras. It splits into 4 screens, so you can see the 2 front, the one over the door, and the rear one, where you can just select them independently. It's nice. You take that up in your cab with you to your truck. Okay. Now you want to strap these chairs down like they have it, just so they don't bounce around and break something if you hit a wild bump. Also, this down here, I showed you the power inverter that inverts DC to AC power. Well, this is the converter, which converts AC to DC power. So what you have is regular 110 AC circuit breakers here, and they're all labeled. And then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here, regular battery power. So you can see it's got some fuses there, and they're all labeled. So this is where your 12 volt comes from when you're plugged in. It is also, it senses how much energy you need in your batteries, and it'll also keep them charged. It's sort of semi-smart that way. If your batteries are topped off, really charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps for maintenance. If they're low, it'll send 10 or whatever they need to keep them charged up. Okay. Also, when if the fuses, the 12 volt fuses were to blow, they actually light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here, so you know that they blew. This is your LP carbon monoxide detector. There is a safety or a check on it, I think. There we go. Come on now, Carl. You can do it. There we go. So that's the test for carbon monoxide. Now LP gas, and then off. Okay. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So if this goes off, obviously you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, and figure out what's going on. It should always be green like it is. If not, get it serviced. This is just a sensor for your climate control. Now you have 2 different powered fans like this. This one is controlled over here, and the easiest way to do it is just turn it on. Although there's different speeds. You can see the lid opens up, turns on, and you're ready to go. You have the same thing in the bathroom, the exact same fan, I believe. And you shut it off, and you can do it that way. Although you can open the vent independently, but if you just turn it on, it's going to do what you want it to do. You might have to select a slower speed, but it's up to you. All right. I told you there was a master control panel for the lights that's there. This cover will go back on. We're just winterizing or de-winterizing and checking it out here. So the sink and the shower work like any sink and shower. Here's the controller for this fan up here. Always run that fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. That's a GFCI. There's a few GFCIs in here. All the plugs, even the ones that don't have a GFCI, are wired through one of these GFCIs. So if you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it in here. And of course, the thing to know about the toilet, I'm sure you've owned RVs before. There's your flush pedal there. When you're hooked up to water, and I step on the pedal, the black tank is directly below, right? So when I talk about being dry, I'm talking about the black tank. So if the water's hooked up, let's say, I'll hook up the water, the power, come inside here, and I'll have chemical in one hand, toilet chemical, one dose, and I'll step on the pedal, water comes swirling out, and I'll put at least a gallon in there. Some people put 2. The bottom line is you got to have some water in there to start out, and the chemical. So you dump the chemical in there, and once you've done that, you're all set to use it until you dump it again. After you've dumped it and you're going to use it again, you've got to put water in it and chemical. You cannot use it dry. The smell, if you don't know, the smell will be terrible, and it can get clogged up and that sort of thing. Alright, so I only have a half hour before I start a new file, so there we go, there's light there. This is your switch for this slide room here, which is in right now. You got your washer dryer combo. This goes up and down obviously when the garage is in use. You've got a separate heater over there also. Very, very nice trailer. Everything about it is classy, the way they've designed the interior. It looks really good. It's not masculine and it's not feminine. It's somewhere in between. So it comes down to how your wife wants to trim it, for example, to give it the character she wants. But right now it's neutral, which is neat. Okay, so you have the usual. These are pull-out sleepers, and this one is got a powered leg rest and all that. This is your fireplace that works on 110 AC. Let's see where he's got it. So these are all your remotes here. This one here is for the fireplace. So you can see I've turned it on. Let me see what we've got here. I gotta find the right. This, you can adjust the color intensity of the flame. You can set the temperature this way, and it also has a timer on it. So you could set it to turn on, a half hour, 20 minutes before you get up in the morning, and it will have taken the chill out of the room and everything like that. Plus, it's not using any LP, so you don't waste any of your limited supply of LP. This one is for your radio. Okay. This one plays discs, CDs, and DVDs. You can stream off of the USB port. You can hook up wirelessly with Bluetooth with your phone or tablet and stream that way. It's got inside, number 1 is inside speakers, 2 is outside speakers, so it's 2 zones. And then it's got an AM/FM radio built in. And of course you play a disc, it's going to play through your TV. Now your TV's got the televator here. This up all the way here. Just a second. Okay. So there you have it. Your televator, which is nice. Now, keep in mind this has a router in it, but you have to purchase the antenna system to use it. Basically, it creates a network inside your trailer. So if you upgrade it and get the roof-mounted antenna, for example, you can use public Wi-Fi with it, and it's a really good signal booster, and it's got a built-in firewall and all that. So it will actually give you a better public Wi-Fi signal because it's using the antenna on the roof and it's just more powerful. So you basically, all your devices, your phones, your tablets, you put the password in those, so it hooks to this automatically. And then when you get to the campground, you go to the in the browser, you type in the address for this, and then you'll see what it sees, and you'll be able to pick out the public campground Wi-Fi, hook up to it, and just get a really good signal. So it's a good thing, but you got to have the antenna. I guess they just enticing you when they give you that, the router part. I'm not sure why, but nevertheless, I don't think the antenna is all that expensive. So let me look here, see what I've forgotten here. I'm running out of time with this file here. I think that about covers it. We can talk about anything else you need to talk about, but right now I'll end this, and I'll thank you very much for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And also, please remember what I said about inspecting your seals on the roof and that sort of thing. That's very important as a trailer owner, so make sure you keep up the maintenance on it. And just use it a lot and have a lot of fun with it. That's the most important thing. So thank you very much.